Nice job, buddy. That's my son talking. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Josh here with another video. Man, I've been thinking, dude, it is crazy to think that literally we have less than 5 months left in 2020. That's my son, by the way, making all kinds of noise during the video, has no respect for his parents. Anyways, like I was saying, guys, it's crazy. Dude, we literally have 5 months left in the year, and I started thinking to myself, man, how many of us, including myself, how many of us have gotten off the path? The path of, towards our goals, towards the things that we said that we were gonna do in 2020. If you've been feeling that way, and you're like, man, I haven't accomplished as nearly as much as I thought I would, for whatever reason, toddlers. Then today I want to share with you my 5 tips for how to get your life back on track if you're feeling lost, depressed, or defeated. If that sounds good, let's jump in. The first step that you need to take in order to get your life back on track, you need to draw your own conclusions. This is what I mean, dude. I want you to sit down and draw yourself 3 columns. And the reason why I want you to do that is because I don't believe that you just wake up one day and you're lost. I'm a firm believer that there's a series of events that take place in your life that led you up into that point. So why I say 3 columns is I want you to make the first column where what happened, what event took place in your life that you believe led you to where you're at right now, where you're feeling lost, you're feeling, depressed and defeated, or whatever it is, the feelings and emotions that you're going through right now. What is it that led you up into that point? So that's the first column. Second column would be, how did you respond? What was your response when that event took place in your life? We all have choices, and some of us choose to be passive, others choose to own it. So the second column is, how did you respond? And the third column would be, how could you have responded better? What would have been a more appropriate response to this event that took place in your life? Now that you're not in it right now, you can be less emotional, you can be more logical and rational, and make a better decision. Because if you don't go through this process, history is likely to repeat itself. And even if you start making progress in your life, if you don't deal with how you handle situations, you're gonna find yourself right back where you started. Once you've drawn your own conclusions, man, the next step is I want you to dig beneath the surface. So dude, this is what I mean when I say dig beneath the surface. A lot of times I feel like we can fix our own problems, man. We can find our own solutions. We don't need to go to a psychologist or psychiatrist or a therapist. A lot of times if we just sat down, got honest with ourselves, and analyzed why we do the things that we do, we could solve a lot of our own problems. And so if you find, for example, that when you were writing down your responses to the different events that took place in your life, if one of them, for instance, would be a recurring theme of you're just passive all the time, well, dude, I can relate. I used to be very passive myself. And to give an example, a concrete example of what I'm trying to teach you, I didn't have my dad in my life, man. When I was 18 months old, my dad left. My dad bounced, and I didn't meet him until I was 22. I'm 30 now, and I probably talked to him about 5 times in my entire life. And the reason why I share that with you is because I used to be passive as well, and I believe it had everything to do with that, where if someone like a father can leave your life, you start feeling disposable. You start feeling like you don't matter and that anybody can just walk out of your life. And so if you're passive, if you're non-aggressive, if you're non-confrontational, maybe people will stay in your life. Obviously that's backwards. Obviously that's sad, and it's kind of pathetic the way I used to think, but that is what it is. And you only learn these things when you actually sit down and ask yourself, why do I do the things that I do? And now that I know, well, that's probably the reason why. I can start addressing those things. I can start taking action to prevent myself from making those same mistakes again and being passive and learning that, dude, learning self-esteem, learning how to, be confident in myself and appreciate and love myself so that I don't have to depend on outside validity of other people. Once you begin digging beneath the surface and you start learning more about yourself, the next thing that you have to do is choose excuses or results. You ready to go, buddy? Let's go. So dude, here's what I mean. If you took that exercise seriously and started analyzing what you do and the choices that you've made and the reactions that you have to the events that take place in your life, you would realize that everything is your fault, man. Everything is our fault. Either you made a bad decision and that's why you're at where you're at, or you had a bad response to an event that took place in your life, which is still your fault. That's a decision that you made. You made the best decision that you could with the information that you had, but regardless, that was your decision. And so now you only have two choices. You can continue to have excuses, even though everything's laid out, you've analyzed it, it's right there in front of you. You know exactly why you do the things that you do. So you can either use that information to propel you to start making better decisions and therefore getting better results, or you can choose to just keep making the same bad decisions again and again. Once you've decided that you're no longer gonna have excuses run your life, the next step, you need to choose something that is bigger than yourself. You know, man, I think that's one of the easiest ways to get your life back on track is make it more than just about yourself, man. I mean, how can you incorporate other people into your life to give you more of a reason to do what you want to do with your life, to stop feeling so lost, to stop feeling so defeated, and stop feeling so depressed? How can you involve other people, even if they don't even know about it, to actually give you the juice that you need, the fuel that you need to stick in the game and stick in the fight, man? I mean, to give you an example, dude, my YouTube channel, you know, I haven't grown like I've wanted to, obviously, in these last 9-10 months. And it's been really difficult, and there's been a lot of times where I've wanted to quit, but then I think to myself, man, I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my wife. I'm doing it to make my family proud. And I just stack all these odds in my favor to give me more reasons to continue fighting, man. And you know what? Don't let myself get lost. Don't let myself get defeated and start feeling depressed. It's natural for it to happen. You know, if a day goes by and you're feeling bummed out, that's natural, man. It's gonna happen. It happens to everybody. But to continue to let it happen for days and weeks and months and even years at a time, that's unacceptable, man. And so one of the best ways is to get other people involved so that, you know, you don't want to let anyone else down. Once you've made it more about yourself, the next step is you need to see the dream. This right here, this is what I mean by when I say you need to see the dream. You know, you actually have to have a goal. You have to have a vision. You have to have, you know, again, a vision for your life and where you want to end up. You know, if you're lost, where do you want to be found, right? If you don't know where you're at, where do you want to end up? You know, this right here, this is my dream car. You know, when I'm feeling defeated, I'm feeling depressed, I think, man, what do I want my life to look like? What do I actually want my life to be? And although this isn't the color that I want, maybe I had to stop for a second. I found this car. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Is it? Let me just double check. I gotta double check here. A 1970 Chevelle, boom, SS 454. 69 and 70, my two favorite years. And so this is how I come and I refresh my mind. I remind myself, this is the dream. This is the vision I have for my life. And I can't allow myself to feel defeated or depressed or anything like that, because I'll never have this if I do. I'm gonna stop the video here because honestly, I'm just having way too much fun looking at all these cars, and I feel like I've made the point. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day with my son. I appreciate you guys. If you made it this far to the end of the video, you're amazing. Thank you so much. If you got value from today's video, drop me a like down below because it really does help the channel and allows more people to see it. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Why? Because I drop 2 new videos every single week, every Monday and every Thursday, and you seriously don't want to miss them. Until then, thank you so much for watching. As always, remember, make today great. Don't worry about tomorrow, and don't worry about yesterday. Make today great, and I will see you in the next one.